So once you've determined that you have an ionic compound, not a molecular one, and you have noticed that we do not have a metal with a fixed charge, remember the metals with the fixed charges are these and these right here. If it's any other one of those metals, it's a transition metal, and we need to deal with trying to find out what the charges are for that metal. So let's do some examples, and I'll show you how to do that. So if we have iron, or we have FeCl2, and we want to name that compound. Well, we start by writing the iron, because Fe is iron. And then because it's a transition metal, we need to write the charge of that metal as a Roman numeral in parentheses. But how do we know what that charge is? Well, the easy way to do it is do a backwards crisscross. Okay, 2 plus, this has an implied 1. And so as long as the subscript on the metal and the charge of the nonmetal match, then you simply do a backwards crisscross. You write the charge of the metal in parentheses, and then the same as we did with the other single element anions, we write the name of the element ending in IDE. Polyatomics are different. So let's do another example. Okay, how about this one? Okay, this is copper. The Cu is copper. We do a backwards crisscross. That's an implied 1. Does fluorine have a -1 charge, the fluorine ion? Yes, it does. So we know that that is copper 2. Put it in parentheses, fluoride. IDE because it's a single element off of the periodic table. Let's do another one. Okay, let's do this one right here. CuO. Okay, we know that that's copper. And we know that that's, well, that's oxygen. But here we have 1 copper, we have 1 oxygen. The charge on the oxygen is a 2 negative. It does not match. These two do not match. So we cannot just do a backwards crisscross for this if the subscript of the metal does not match the charge of the anion, of the nonmetal. So what you need to do, you can't do a backwards crisscross, so you just need to do a little bit of detective work, and you need to ask yourself, what will balance out these charges? 2 times 1, we have a total of a -2 for a charge on the nonmetal side. What multiplied to this 1 will give you a +2 charge so that it can be balanced out? A +2. So we know that this is copper 2. And oxide, because it's not a polyatomic, it's a single element, so it ends in IDE. Okay, so let's do an example of when we're given a name and we have to come up with the formula. Let's do tin 2 fluoride. For this, we write the name or the symbol for the metal, and we know that has a 2+ charge. And then we write the symbol for the nonmetal, which has a -1 charge, and then we crisscross. So it's going to be tin F2. So SnF2.